On, everybody quiet,
and my word was linger. So what I automatically kind of thought of and was inspired by was the movie Blue Valentine, which chronicles the trajectory of a relationship between two people and essentially the slow disintegration of just how this couple falls apart, essentially. And I thought that was just really interesting, especially with the word linger, because people are here with us at a certain point in time, and then at one point they can be gone or leave, but a part of them still remains with us. And even though they're physically not in the space that we can be around or near, it eventually kind of manifests itself in things that we can remember them by. So then what I wanted to do for the project was take that idea of a disintegrating relationship and bring that kind of, put a, I guess, modern spin on that by doing a breakup over text message, because I feel like we are so always seeing these screens, seeing our iPhones or whatever phone you have, and seeing text message bubbles and seeing a Helvetica 12-point font, just saying all these kind of trivial sayings to each other, LOL, but they can carry such certain and like very intentional acts like a breakup. So what I did through my book, well, first of all, here's the cover, which I'll kind of talk about more. It's a Polaroid of the bed, but first spread it opens up into a quote. One of my favorite photographers, she's also a writer, I had her kind of speak about this topic and just the lingering effects of what it means to have a relationship end in your life, whether it be romantic, platonic, whatever it may have been, and just speak to that. And have the definition of linger down there, or reluctance to leave, almost a slow dying kind of process. So then once we get into the book, it starts off with a text from someone saying, "Don't say that." And I'm not giving any kind of context to what happened beforehand with this conversation, but we kind of just jump in, "Don't say that, I can't do this anymore." And then throughout the book kind of just follows this conversation of, you kind of see where it's going. They're not getting along, things are kind of going downhill. And then eventually nothing you say will make a difference anymore. We've gone through tough shit before, I know we can get through this. And then with an answer back, the final text message that kind of puts the nail in the coffin of the relationship, I suppose, is, "You have lost me completely." And just going quickly back to this, I also wanted to include in also the interface of having the iPhone text message, just small little details like having like the ... here, because that signifies like someone's gonna type something, you're kind of waiting for a message, but then if you don't receive it, it kind of just holds so much more meaning. And then even on the very last text message, it says, "Read at 1:49 a.m. So that person received the message, but there's nothing they can say anymore because they have lost them completely. And just, I thought it was so powerful that we send such trivial things, like I said before, through text message, but we can also send such heavy, burdening things through this interface. So then, that's the front portion of the book, and then once you get to the back page, it's an image and it says, "I love you from here, ... And this is where I wanted to show that there's so much more behind the words that we can send through a text message, and the manifestation of people's like spirits and things inside personal objects, and like little pieces of paper, little notes here and there. So what I did was kind of chronicled the relationship throughout tickets, little photographs, a mixtape, and I kind of captioned them. Like, this picture is of a mixtape that says, the one with the Frank Ocean song at the end, and the caption is, "Finally took this out of my car after 6 months. I hate you I hate that you made me love that fucking song." And it's just like little things like that, where it's like kind of these very everyday pedestrian things that we don't think of as someone like had such a part in this one CD or this one train ticket. And I really just wanted to show that even though someone's physically not there, they're still here with you, they're still lingering, they're still constantly with us. And then throughout the kind of journey of the relationship, I actually laser cut out the very last text message, that "you have lost me completely," and stamped it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's stamped onto the model's arm right there. I wanted to mimic the action of sleeping on wrinkled sheets and waking up and seeing that imprint on yourself, and like seeing how that is on you, but it's not on you at the same time, and it slowly disintegrates and kind of fades away. So here it's very kind of clear in the first image, and then it's still kind of starting to fade away. And then the very last image, where it kind of follows the "I love you from here, ... to here," it's very faint and it's almost gone. And I just thought it was just so interesting to see all these little bits and pieces of a relationship, and I wanted to caption them because it's almost like looking at this whole entire spread as one piece. You see it from the outside, not, you see it kind of from the outside and like up above, like as a very almost like gallery wall, I suppose. But on the flip side of that, it's like the direct actions of what caused it in the text message itself. So that's the main content of my signature. But then for the design of my book, I wanted to keep it very similar and kind of mimic the iPhone interface that like most people are familiar with, like a text message, 19 words, 19 works. And then I kind of carried that through with the front matter here. And then for the chapter dividers, what I did was I had it as the kind of contact card, so that we're kind of all familiar with. Just saying like, this is this person. Like, you can see such a small reference, JS, Jason Spielman, but inside of this signature, there's so much more, and I feel like we see all these words and these small little like emojis and like little icons and like on our phone, but we don't necessarily make the connection between point A and point B as like, this is a real person that like has so much more behind them, and like there's a relationship that you carry with all the contacts in your phone, like at one point in time, whether or not you were your friend, they were your friend or your whatever, like they meant something to you. And I just really wanted to explore that in this book and just see how we can transition these kind of technological just nothings into something very tangible, like an imprint on your skin, like the last person someone said to you. It's my book.